I'm Ann Sewell, General Manager of the City of Los Angeles' Housing and Community Investment Department, and I want to welcome you and thank you for coming to this virtual press briefing on the city's new eviction defense program. We are very pleased today to announce the launch of the eviction defense program as of July 1st, 2021. This program is designed to assist Los Angeles renters in remaining in their homes and preventing displacement and evictions. It's available specifically to assist City of Los Angeles residents in partnership with the county and the County Consumer and Business Affairs Department and legal service providers and community-based organizations as part of a network called Stay Housed LA. The city has contracted with Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles, which will work in collaboration with a consortium of legal services providers and community organizations to provide eviction prevention, housing stability services to residents throughout the city. It's designed to reach over 100,000 households in the city of Los Angeles in the next 2 years. Services will include pre-eviction counseling, tenant outreach, including weekly education workshops, as well as legal representation. If you are a tenant, or if you know someone experiencing the threat of eviction, we encourage you to seek help through the Eviction Defense Stay Housed LA program. We'll provide specific information on how to get that help later in this session. And now to talk about this exciting program and the city's commitment to keeping everyone in their homes is our city's mayor, Eric Garcetti.
Thank you so much, Ann, for your leadership and your stewardship. We are blessed. For those of you who are following and might not know Ann Sewell, she is a jewel in this city, and I'm so pleased that she's come into City Hall to bring her leadership and advocacy and expertise to leading our city's now standalone housing department. And thank you so much for the work that you're doing to house people, to keep people housed, and for you and your team representing all Angelenos, especially our most vulnerable, at a time in which we are emerging from the most traumatic year of our lives. Today, with the launch of the city's Emergency Eviction Defense Program, we want you to know that your city is on your side, that we believe in a right to housing, and we believe that you should stay in your housing, especially in a moment in which we have all experienced loss of life, loss of livelihood, and so much suffering in this past year. We're making sure that LA renters have a safety net, something which the City of LA has invested in for a long time. But today, we're announcing taking a braver and bolder step forward in that history. We want people to acknowledge and to recognize that just because we see businesses opening, job availability suddenly being posted, that a lot of people are still struggling. And they were struggling long before this pandemic as well. So we don't want anyone to face eviction, to fall into houselessness. And I want to thank all the incredible partners who are a part of this here today. Los Angeles County, who has eroded that line between city and county, to really pool our funds, pool our resources, and to jointly work with our community-based organizations. Our city council, led by Council President Nuri Martinez, Councilmember Paul Koretz, who pushed very strongly for this program over a year ago, and the $10 million we collectively are putting into this program of emergency eviction defense. And so many locally based community organizations that really are the ones with the networks, the contacts, and the trust on the ground throughout the neighborhoods of Los Angeles. Developing this program was an unprecedented effort. It took several years. This predates the pandemic, but the timing couldn't be more important. And to get it right involved some very close consultation with property owners, with tenant representatives. And the result of this work is an extensive set of services, all free and available in multiple languages, designed to provide renters and landlords with the information they need to understand their rights and their responsibilities under the law. As part of this program, there'll be free tenant clinics. We love education. Legal education is better. It's a prevention before we have to go to court. Pre-eviction legal counseling, and if necessary, full legal representation in housing court for low-income tenants. Our city's Family Source Centers, which is our one-stop shops where so many of you probably listening have gone, whether it's help with taxes or after-school help, counseling, legal assistance. We try to make it one place that you can go for whatever the needs of your family are. They'll also offer renters ongoing case management, including the financial counseling that can help you get out from under the pressure you feel in paying the rent, and access assistance so that Angelenos don't just avoid eviction once, but that you stabilize for the long term as well. From the start of the pandemic, I've been proud of the work that Los Angeles has done to be a national leader. There's hardly a week that didn't go by where a mayor from another city or a council member from another city called and said, how do we get that done? We were one of the first cities in the country and the first big city in America to issue an emergency pandemic renter protections last year. But I want to be clear with everybody that those local renter protections are still in place. I know it's confusing sometimes between federal proclamations, state ones. The LA City local proclamation holds. And this week, the state committed as well to extend renter protection, so you're doubly protected. And if you cannot afford to pay rent because of COVID-19, you are protected and should not be evicted. Beyond these protections, the city is also working to get hundreds of millions of dollars in rental assistance funds into communities. Long before there were dedicated programs from the federal government, and while we waited for federal action last year, we took discretionary funds from our coronavirus relief dollars to launch the largest rental assistance program in the country, utility assistance, and cash assistance from private donations that help people pay the rent and help both renters and landlords be able to pay their bills. We raised tens of millions of dollars from individuals who gave sometimes 7-digit checks and sometimes 2-digit checks, and both were important. I remember one woman who said, I'm on a fixed income, I don't know if I'll make my rent, but I know there's somebody who's worse off than me, and here's $15 to help them. We also worked and raised our voices and brought them together with cities around the country in Washington, D.C. to demand our federal government step forward and step up. I'm so proud that's produced, not just the coronavirus relief funds, but now dedicated renter assistance programs that both benefit landlords who need to make their mortgages and renters who need to make the rent. At the state level and the local level now, the governor said that he believes it will pay all back rent for folks. We don't quite say the same proclamation, but it's going to come close, and certainly for folks who are under 50% of the area median income. In other words, our lowest income residents. We feel that there's enough money, if we can get to everybody, to pay most, if not all, of the back rent and the rent that is owed right now. That's a remarkable, remarkable achievement, thanks to the advocates, to fellow cities, to our city council, and everybody who raised their voice to make that happen. That didn't happen automatically. And in doing so, we're cementing our role as a leader in the work of educating and protecting tenants and stabilizing housing. We expect to reach more than 100,000 Angelenos through our eviction defense program, because it can be devastating to lose your home. It's not just missing a month of rent and trying to figure out a month or two. It can be years, even decades, of a downward spiral from that one stabilizing thing called housing when you lose that. What it does to your family, what it does to you, what it does to your health, what it does to your life, how it disrupts schools, how we pay for this in billions and billions of dollars of lost productivity, lost health, lost education. The potential for ongoing instability and increasing homelessness and houselessness. Our goal here is to ensure that renters have the resources and support that they need. So I hope everybody listening today will take advantage of that or help somebody who you know, because we all know somebody who needs this help today, who's living day to day with that insecurity and that instability, and know that you're not alone. And these free services of your city are here for you. So to learn more about your rights and to get connected to services, please visit stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Y también en español yo quiero decir unas palabras. Hoy estamos juntos para lanzar el programa de defensa de desalojo de emergencia. Este nuevo programa de la ciudad dedicará recursos gratuitos para ayudar a los inquilinos que están enfrentando situaciones de desalojo. El programa incluye servicios gratis de asistencia legal, administración de casos y acceso a asistencia de renta, y talleres de información sobre sus derechos como inquilino. Todos los inquilinos de bajos recursos en la ciudad de Los Ángeles pueden participar gratis, sin importar su estatus migratorio. Y para enfatizar, estos servicios son gratis y están disponibles en otras lenguas, incluyendo, por supuesto, español. Si ha sido afectado por COVID-19 y está enfrentando desalojo, no está solo. Estamos aquí para asistirte, ayudarte. Hay ayuda disponible para que mantenga y no pierda su hogar. Puede encontrar más información sobre sus derechos y cómo conectarse con servicios al visitar stayhousedla.org. stayhousedla.org. And with that, let me introduce a great community leader, who leads a tremendous organization that I've worked with closely for many years and supported for many years, and will be one of those community-based organizations that you'll hear from now, who are the folks who will do the day-to-day work, who will do the outreach, who will provide the assistance, provide the counseling and the workshops. And we're so pleased that Cynthia Strathman is here. She's the Executive Director of Strategic Actions for a Just Economy, but we all know better as just SAGE or SAHE. Dr. Strathman.
Hello, my name is Cynthia Strathman, and I'm the Executive Director of Strategic Actions for a Just Economy. We're a partner organization with StayHousedLA.org, and we are empowering tenants across LA County to understand their rights so that they can stay in their homes. Right now, the end of the pandemic is in sight and recovery efforts are underway, so it's more important now than ever that people have the ability to stay in their homes and get back on their feet. We see cases every day where, despite federal, state, and City of LA protections against evictions due to COVID-19 financial hardship, landlords try to illegally push tenants out of their homes. We want tenants to know that if they receive a summons, court documents, or written notices from their landlord, they should not ignore them. There is no eviction moratorium, but there are, as our mayor just told us, strong tenant protections. And for those protections to work, there are steps that can and must be taken to ensure that tenants are able to stay in their homes. So, if you are a tenant or you know a tenant in need, please visit StayHousedLA.org to learn more about the educational workshops and legal assistance that is available to help tenants fight for their rights. These services can really help. For example, at Sage, we worked with one tenant who had not paid rent since May of 2020 and had more than $20,000 of rent debt. She discovered that she should have been filling out certain forms to help protect her and could have been in danger of eviction because she had not done so. But with Stay Housed LA help and in Stay Housed LA workshops, she learned what she needed to do, and she is still in her home today. Everyone, regardless of legal status or financial situation, is eligible for assistance. Services are available in multiple languages. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Be informed about your rights. If you have any questions, please reach out to StayHousedLA.org to learn more. And so now I'd like to invite another community partner who will be instrumental in reaching out to all Angelenos. Here is Pete White from the Los Angeles Community Action Network, also known as LA Can.
Thank you so much, Dr. Strathman. So if you're a tenant in the city of Los Angeles, there are 3 words that you must know, that you must remember, that you must internalize. Know your rights, know your rights, know your rights. The Eviction Defense Stay Housed LA program provides a city and county-wide platform for information and emergency legal assistance for free. Despite strong City of LA protections, some uninformed landlords may move to evict and file an unlawful detainer. If you are served, do not, I repeat, do not ignore the summons or court documents. Reach out to the StayLA.org team to learn how to protect yourself. We encourage tenants to become proactively informed. We strongly recommend that you take advantage of the Know Your Rights educational offerings through workshops, webinars, and legal clinics, which are going on across the city of Los Angeles. You can find help by visiting the website at StayHousedLA.org or calling in for assistance at 1-888-694-0040. One more time, 1-888-694-0040. At present, there are about 6 workshops and legal clinics scheduled throughout the week. Virtual workshops using Zoom, workshops conducted by phone or video, translation services. Workshops will cover tenant protections under recent state law and the City of Los Angeles emergency ordinance and local city laws. Through this program, tenants can better understand what to do if you experience harassment from your landlord or have an eviction lawsuit filed against you. Now, I'd like to invite another community partner who will be spearheading the legal part of assisting the city. And here is Sylvia Argueta with the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles, also known as LAFLA, who's been putting in mad work for a long time. Thank you.
Good afternoon y buenas tardes. I'm Silvia Argueta, the Executive Director of the Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles. We are the lead agency in providing legal assistance to Stay Housed LA tenants throughout the city and the county, and we have many community partners and legal services partners joining us in this effort to keep you housed. LAFLA's partnership with the City of LA and Liberty Hill Foundation means that we can target areas and populations who are at high risk of eviction to get help when it's needed the most. Do not lose your home. I always say an informed tenant is a powerful tenant. So our priority is to make sure that tenants understand that eviction protections have been extended by the county and the state, meaning that no one facing financial hardship due to COVID-19 should be afraid of losing their home right now. The state law has been extended to September 30th, so tenants can continue to pay the 25% of rent. Be informed. Be very, very informed. Stay Housed LA can provide educational and legal support for tenants who have questions or are unsure about what to do if they are facing pressure or legal action from their landlord to leave their home. Our program offers not only workshops for tenants to learn their rights, but legal assistance too. We have a cadre of lawyers willing to help. Our workshops and other assistance programs are multilingual, as you've heard, and available to tenants who may not otherwise be able to afford legal assistance, which often means the difference between staying housed or being evicted. And Stay Housed LA will not turn anyone away due to immigration status. The chances of being evicted increases significantly if a tenant has representation from a lawyer, of beating an eviction if you have a lawyer. And we are here to help. No one should be afraid to seek assistance, and you can go to our website, stayhousedla.org. It's easy to understand and to navigate what options are available for you. You may also call 1-888-694-0040. Again, 1-888-894-0040. We understand we have a digital divide, so please call us if you can't reach us on our website. Now is not the time to be afraid. We can help you fight for your home. And again, visit the website, know your rights, and get the legal support that you need. Now, I'd like to invite back Ana Ortega from HSID. She is the Housing Department Interim Assistant General Manager who will provide information on how to get help and where to apply for the services we just described. Thank you. Ana?
Thank you, Sylvia. We're excited today to launch the Eviction Defense Program in partnership with LA County and the Stay Housed LA. And we especially want to thank all of our partners represented here today and all who are part of this important collaboration. All renters in the city of LA should know that you have rights and you are protected by federal, state, and city laws, especially here in the city of Los Angeles, where renters have additional and stronger renter protections. You are protected regardless of your immigration status. Specific renter protections are posted on the Housing Department website at hcidla.lacity.org. Aside from the public awareness campaign and local emergency assistance components, the Eviction Defense Program also includes wraparound services at 8 family source centers located throughout the city, including case management services with a dedicated tenant stability advisor at each center. Also temporary financial assistance and financial literacy and counseling. We know that these are stressful times, and we want you to know that you are not alone. The city's Eviction Defense Program and our partners here are ready to help. If you have received a rent increase and live in a rent-stabilized unit, seek assistance by reaching out to the Los Angeles Housing Department. If you are threatened with eviction or experiencing illegal eviction tactics, as all of the prior speakers have shared, do not leave your home. Instead, paths where you can access support include you can visit the HCID LA website or call our hotline at 866-557-7368, where assistance is available in multiple languages. If you receive an unlawful detainer or court documents, seek assistance through this important City of Los Angeles eviction defense program through the Stay Housed LA platform to get help, or call 888-694-0040. Also, please share this information with anyone that you think might need the services. Again, services are available to all Los Angeles City renters, regardless of their immigration status. So this concludes the presentation part of this press seminar, but we are going to open up the presentation to questions. And I understand that we have our first question from Telemundo. I'm going to read it first in Spanish. Tenemos las siguientes preguntas de Telemundo, del canal 52. Piden una breve descripción en español del programa cuando comienza y sus requisitos. También, ¿quiénes pueden calificar? ¿Cómo pueden las personas obtener o conectarse con esta ayuda y qué tipo de ayuda se ofrece? In English, they would like a brief description of the program, when it starts and the requirements, who qualifies, and how can the public obtain services or connect with this assistance, and finally, what kind of assistance is offered. And I'm going to invite Sylvia back to answer some of those questions.
Thank you, Ana. Una breve información sobre el programa de desalojos. Es el programa de la ciudad de Los Ángeles que empieza hoy. Hoy es su inicio. Y los requisitos es que tiene que ser una persona que vive en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, que está a riesgo de ser desalojado y no tiene que pagar por los servicios legales y tampoco tiene que preocuparse por su estatus migratorio. Cualquier persona, como he dicho, puede calificar para el programa que viva en Los Ángeles y que ha sido afectado por la pandemia, bien conocida como COVID-19. Las personas pueden obtener más información con stayhousedla.org. Ese es el sitio en el internet. O nos pueden llamar también al número 188. Al número 188. 694-0040. Y la ayuda que ofrecemos son talleres de educación para la comunidad, al igual que representación legal gratuita. Gracias.
As there seem to be no further questions, I believe that this will conclude our presentation this afternoon. Thank you all for your interest, and thank you to all of our participants for sharing with us. Thank you very much, and good afternoon.